WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And if you need to reach me directly, set up a one-on-one if you'd like. That'd be great with me. Okay. You can by 313-600-8532. Oils. I remember they was telling us to stay away from oils and all that good stuff, but our body needs oil. Our brain needs oil. I know 20% of our brain is lecithin, okay? 90% of a man's ejaculation is lecithin. So, we jokingly say man lose their head over woman, but we need lecithin. It's normally would be in eggs, but the eggs they grow now, there's got a bright yellow color to it, and it doesn't have that lecithin in it, okay? Those farm-raised eggs, it usually have an orange tint to it. That's a hint that it just might have some lecithin in it, okay? See, the difference is to go from an egg to a chicken usually takes about 14 weeks. With the rapid growth hormones they give the chickens nowadays, they do it in 4 weeks. So that one is not going to have enough nourishment in it because it didn't follow God's plan, which is the 14-week plan. They went with man's plan, which is a 4-week plan, and he ain't God. So you're missing stuff, okay? But I wanted to get into the omega-3s, as it's so beneficial and basically mandatory. It's about 30,000 functions our body does every day, and I really believe and read in reports that omega-3 is involved in just about every one of them, just like vitamin D3. This particular company has gone overboard. I have one which I used up there, but I didn't bring it with me. It's called Salmon Oil Plus. It has 8 parts of the omegas, okay? This company here, the Noni company, they already broke down the 8 parts, and so your body don't have to. Now, people say, what 8 parts? Well, we've heard about omega-3, and some people heard about omega-6, but there's actually omega-1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. And that's what's in this core care, all 8 parts. So you have 2 choices. You can take it with the omega-3s with all these brothers and sisters, okay? Or you can take the other one, the phantom one here, called Salmon Oil Plus, that has the 8 parts in it, and your body breaks it down, okay? Either way, you're going to get the benefits, and it's so important as to why. Now, just a little bit from this old book here. Essential fatty acids, okay, what's there? A bunch of them, are major components of our cell membrane, all right? Without them, the membranes are unable to function. Essential fatty acids, circulatory health, and integrates. No, wait a minute. The EFAs convert into prostaglandins, hormone-like cell messengers. See, you see your cells talk to each other. They need the EFA to enhance that communication. That are instrumental to energy production, also give you energy, and vital to circulatory health, enhancing the circulation of the nourishments in your body, and integrate to good metabolism. The brain, when its water weight is removed, consists primarily of essential fatty acids, EFA. Mental symptoms that arise from the lack of essential fatty acids include attention deficit disorder, the ADD, violent behavior. Whoever thought that oil will help keep you cool, calm, and collected? Now, some of the folks may be experiencing this memory loss. I mean, like I said, the reasons go more and more. Autism. Wouldn't it be great if we start taking omega-3 to an autistic child and they reverse their condition, or at least improve it? Mental retardation, okay, getting all the kids off the yellow bus. Anxiety, depression symptoms, with all these lies going about, like they've been lying since I participated in the riots, and I would see things myself and they look at the news and they totally flip the script. Oh God. And I like, now grew up in school, Detroit public schools, and they tell me what's on the the news and the print, it's the truth, because they have all these editors to make sure folks are telling the truth. I had like 17 years of that. And then when the riots came and I was out and about checking things out, and then I look at the news, and wait a minute, that's not how that happened. I said, these folks is straight up lying. And ever since then, since 67 Detroit riots, I stopped believing in the news. So I just feel fortunate. Headaches and seizures. A lack of essential fatty acids, the omegas, functions as components of nerve cells and nerve membranes, hormone-like substances known as prostaglandins, because the different acids from the lactic acid form entire different prostaglandins. Researchers have found that manipulating the type of dietary oils a person ingests can dramatically alter body function. In some cases, treat diseases. A diet rich in plant food results in low levels of saturated fats, relatively high levels of essential fatty acids. Okay. Elements associated with essential fatty acids deficiencies include emphysema, psoriasis, lupus, hair loss, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis. Dr. Wilder they cured arthritis 300 years ago with animals. Diabetes, they cured it since 1957. Okay. Loss of attention, acuity, memory, sterility, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel symptoms, teenage and adult acne, and respiratory diseases like asthma. God is just so wonderful if we follow his plan. So we're not lacking drugs, medication. We're lacking these nourishments that you talk about in this book from Linda Then the page, Healthy Healing, I don't think this is out no more, and the oils that our body needs every day. Matter of fact, let me jump right into, if I can find this right quick, 10 health benefits of omega-3s. All right, little pre. Deciding to get healthy is an important and praiseworthy decision. It requires a lot of planning and habit changing, conditioning, and programming. It takes nerve to go against the stuff that we grew up with because we get it from our mama, daddy, teachers, and preachers. And how much did we get from television? Whether it was cartoons or the news or whatever, or the movies. It's part of the programming. And it's hard to get away from that. Meditation helps because you're spending time with God. You're listening to God. Prayer helps because you're spending time talking to God. And you just got to take time to listen to what God is telling each and every one of us. So to do these things, it requires nerve, which is calcium. So the changing the habits. Among those alterations is the necessary inclusion of some nutrients. The vitamins, the minerals, the trace minerals, the fatty acids, the precursors, the friendly bacteria, probiotics, all live food, all made by the Creator. This doesn't only include protein and good carbohydrates, but also fats. We are taught to fear fats from a young age, but this fear is completely unfounded. Take the champion of all fatty acids, omega-3, that's the number one, the baddest of them, all 8 of them, as an example. That is one fat that you would not want to cut back on. Not only is omega-3 essential for the functioning of your body, that means your body cannot do without it. It's made by God, and it will function for a little while without it, but you have aches and pains along the way, which is God's signal that what you're doing is not enough, nutritionally speaking. Not only is omega-3 essential for functioning of your body, but there are also loads of benefits of omega-3. The unfortunate part is that people are still unaware of the marvelous properties of omega-3. It affects your whole body and can significantly improve the quality of your life. Some people think, well, I'm going to die anyway. Okay. But it's the quality of that journey. It's not necessarily the destination, because once you get to the destination, you're going to create another destination. Okay. Less time is spent in the destination, and more time is spent getting to the destination. Okay. That is the quality of life, spending time getting to the destination. And then another humbling exercise is appreciation, having an attitude of gratitude of just simple things. When you even ask yourself, what can I be appreciative of today? All right? Now you tap it into your healing powers. It's not just about your life either. Omega-3 can also improve the development of your baby's life, future baby's life, okay? Infants, the growth of infants. Because of these benefits, it's important to get one thing straight. Fatty acids are not the Satan of nutrients. That's because see, If you get the oils in, your chances of getting sick is less and less. So if you don't get sick, that means you ain't going to the hospital, you ain't going to see the doctor, and it can't make no money. Now, now the drug companies control 96% of the media. So it's interesting that ain't but two countries in the world that allow the drug companies to advertise, get in people's face about their products. New Zealand, I think, is one, in the United States. Now, we spend more money on drugs when and more money on health, medical health, okay, than all other countries in the world combined. But we not getting the bang for the buck. We're not. Because if we were, we wouldn't be going to the doctors and we wouldn't be getting the prescription drugs and they wouldn't be making trillions of dollars to take over our government. Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise. The health food store is located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinta. And we're there to service you from Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And you can reach us at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And if you want to reach me directly, you can at 313-600-8532. A friend of mine had called me the other day about solution for migraine headaches. Well, it's always been my experience that when people have headaches, they have a bowel movement, the headache either go away or is greatly reduced. So I would suggest, even for the migraine headaches, which I know is 10 times more intense, and from what I hear, I zero in on cleaning that colon. So the easiest way is dealing with oxy powder, and the people would take 4 pills a day for 7 days. But when you're dealing with migraines, you want to deal with a build up of toxins. So you might want to do like we did with the people who've had what they call it, that the blockages that they have when they had protrusions in the colon. The name will come to me. But we've had people that took 4 pills every day for 30 days. And those buildup of protrusions in the colon, diverticulitis, they were dissolved in 30 days by taking 4 pills every day for 30 days based on what this, well, now it's about 4 or 5 clients that have experienced that. And that would, if it was me, that would be my way of attacking that dis-ease, would be to take the oxy powder, 4 pills at night, about 3 hours after the last meal, for 30 days straight. And then after that, taking the 4 pills every other day. The main thing with any cleansers, you got to lubricate the colon. How you do that is through drinking water. How much water is based on your body weight, okay? So for every 2 pounds you weigh, you should drink 1 ounce of water based on what Dick Gregory shared with us. So a 200-pound person would drink 100 ounces, okay? And in the daytime, to lubricate the colon, because the oxy powder you take at night about 3 hours after your last meal. We say 3 hours because to give your body at least 3 hours to get the nourishments out of your last meal, okay? And hopefully that meal is some healthy foods. We call it like a rainbow salad. It can be a rainbow fruit salad, rainbow vegetable salad. Last night my wife had made up some gumbo, and and it had all these colors in it, red and yellow and green, all these vegetables in it, plus some seafood, because she's made a seafood gumbo, okay. and it was, of course, very delicious. So thank you for that, wifey. Oh, speaking about that, we just celebrated our 29th anniversary of going together, boyfriend and girlfriend. So send a shout out to my wife and to God. And thanking God for teaching me how to say yes, dear. Anyway, 10 ways to reduce migraine headaches. Okay. Now, this is from Deborah Weatherspoon, who has PhD and RN and CRNA. And of course, it was written by this Annette McDormand. Migraines aren't typical headaches. If you experience them, you know you may experience pounding pain, nausea, and sensitivity to light and sound. When a migraine strikes, you do almost anything to make it go away. When you're dealing with nausea, okay, I keep thinking about the Civil Water, spraying it up the nose, okay, and that's the way I do it. I spray 2 times up each nostril, and then I breathe in deeply. Okay, they tell us that virus is cold. It all starts in the eyes, based on what Wayne was sharing with us. So we always blink real fast and spray the eyes. And additionally, they tell us that colds and viruses like to grow and populate in the nasal passages in our lungs. So people are sprayed anywhere from 2 to 10 times, like once every hour, 10 hours in a row. Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise. We located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinta, and we're there to service you 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, from 10 to 7, and you can reach us directly at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And you want to text me, you can at 313-600-8532. You can give me a call, and I'll give you a call back as soon as I can. I was on that last message, we was talking a little bit about oils. I mean, spraying the Civil Water into your eyes. And I wanted to demonstrate it for you the way I do it. I just blink real fast, and all it takes is a mist, and then 2 times up each nostril, and then take a real deep breath. And what I've added lately is I will close one nostril, breathe out, then close the other nostril, and of course breathe out. The more times you close one nostril and breathe in and out of the other, excuse me, I must have got something in my throat for sure. You help balance out your left and right brain. There's been a lot of things going on, as we all know. But today I wanted to talk about this case against vegetable oil. Okay. Most of the time when we sit down and have one-on-ones with folks, they a lot of times talk about the Civil Water and the benefits it provides, and because it's been used for hundreds and hundreds of years to cure the causes of diseases. And then we have a whole program that Wayne Rowland developed, who had got cancer, and he gave him 2 years to live, and he lived over 42 years. And get into the super greens, because food heals, and getting into the enzymes to help eat up the causes of diseases, because it eats up the microscopic bugs that Wayne taught us about. And then, of course, getting the poisons out of your system. That would be the Civil Water Program. And then we'll end it with stop poisoning yourself. And that is what number one being sugar is a very addictive and very harmful. And for an example, we've been taught that cancer loves sugar. Okay, and we get so much sugar in our diet every day. They even put it in ketchup and mustard, and it's extremely harmful to the body, especially when you're in the mode to heal. And then the second thing we would suggest to people want to cut down or cut out would be the gluten foods, because gluten is a Latin word for glue, and of course clogs up your system and makes it real hard for your body to get the nourishments on a cellular level, plus other harmful aspects of gluten. And more restaurants and supermarkets are recognizing that people are learning about the detrimental effects of gluten, so they're expanding their gluten-free items on the menu and in the shelving units in their supermarkets. So it's a lot easier to get gluten-free foods now. Then the third thing we suggest people cut down or cut out is the oils. Okay, the fried foods, because it's so detrimental and harmful to the body. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today was those oils, how harmful, the case against processed vegetables oils. But then the fourth thing we suggest people cut out or cut down is the processed meats, okay, because they just loaded with nitrates, pesticides, and herbicides. And large animals prove that you don't have to eat meat to get protein, because the elephant don't, and the hippopotamus don't, and gorilla, giraffe. You got literally dozens, if not more, animals on the planet who do not eat meat, because in their diet, fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grasses has amino acids in it, and your body can take that and make its own protein. The case against processed oils, what I was intrigued by this was the fact that we have always been taught that sugar was extremely detrimental to our health. In this article, they're talking about how oil is, the damage is even more so than refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Some of the most damaging components in our modern diet are processed vegetable oils, as they contain excess amount of oxidized omega-6, linoleic acid, a polyunsaturated fat, PUFA. The biological damage that caused is even worse than that caused by refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. We had to become label readers and just can't put anything in our bodies like that pandemic shot. I was talking to this guy the other day, and very intelligent guy, and telling me he did all this research about the shot and pandemic and what's going on. And I said, well, did you read the ingredients of that shot that you let them inject into your body 3 times? And his answer, of course, was no. And I said, well, you got to continue to do your research, bro. And whenever you find on the label high fructose corn syrup, you cautious is, and refined sugars is cautious. That's right there. And I just wanted to thank Barbara Rose Collins, because she was the one that was responsible for them even labeling what's in the foods that you get across the nation. So God bless her soul. Many chronic metabolic and degenerative diseases, including age-related muscular degeneration, are caused by precomponents of industrial vegetable oils in the diet. Now, one good thing that Clayton Knowles taught us about is that his water, because he erased the memory, the frequency is extremely high, the surface tension is extremely low, it's like 6 molecules per cluster, and it has a frequency that anything close to it, it will raise the frequency of that food item, okay? And people have taken that water and put it like in a 16-ounce cup or a bottle and place it next to their food. Or you can get you a little tub and just put some of that water that you get from Healthwise, the alkaline restructured water, and then put your oil bottle in there for 15 minutes or longer if you want to. It's one way to having those scientific studies on it. It's just that was something that this other scientist who had studied what God does to the water for 40 years, and he had all this research, and then he found out that if the water's frequency is so high, it can influence the frequencies of other foods and oils and drinks and things like that. Okay, even your beer and wine and all that kind of good stuff. By having you a pot or a bucket or a container, filling it up with the alkaline restructured water that we have at Healthwise, and then putting your oils in it for at least 15 minutes, or any other food, you can do it. Then you can always conduct your own tests, okay? Just to counteract some of the things that they're doing, because it's like over 80,000 toxins in the air and the water and the food, and it's a war going on, but it's subtle, so folks don't recognize it. They become components of it or fight for it. You're fighting away your freedoms. Two common sources of harmful PUFD, polyunsaturated fats, conventionally farm-raised chicken and farm-raised pork. Okay, the conventional way. When you go eat the chickens or the porks or the eggs, you want to get farm-raised, not the conventional farm-raised, because those chickens hardly ever see daylight. But you want to get the farm-raised chickens and porks and cows, if you're going to eat those things. Because, see, what's too much common, why they're saying it, too much common sources of harmful polyunsaturated fats are conventionally farm-raised and chickens and pork. These animals are routinely fed grains such as corn. As a result, the meat become high in omega-6, as corn is loaded with this type of fat. Replacing processed vegetable oil and the food that contains them with healthy fats can go a long ways toward boosting your health and reducing your risk of chronic diseases. Of course, you can find out what those healthy fats are. Okay, I just strolled on down to the end of the article because I wanted to know right away. And so here we go. Some of these oils is what, like we use at Healthwise, the coconut oil. And you see at Healthwise we had this product called Ghee, grass-fed butter. We also had that at Healthwise. We know I got to get some more. The lard. This lard is new to me as far as being a healthy fats, but that's what they got it listed on here. And Tarlo, that's Tallo. Now, one of my favorites of all these oils is the black seed oil. Okay. And one of my wife's favorites is avocado. The avocado and avocado oil. Now you got your raw dairy products. And then you got your olive oil. And then the organic pasteurized eggs. Again, when you crack open that egg, it should have an orange tint to it. Okay, that's one way of knowing that it's been farm raised, pasteurized. Okay, and then you got your raw nuts, not cooked, but the raw nuts. Like my couple of my favorites, of course, is pumpkin seeds because they loaded with nutrients for the prostate and other health benefits, and then walnuts. But those are some of your sources for good oils. Okay, now go back up into some of this here. Now, this doctor, Paul Saladino, is the author of the Carnivorous Code. I previously interviewed him about the carnivorous diet and the impact of the metabolic health on COVID-19 outcomes. The Cobcast above features this doctor on an episode of the Joe Rogan's podcast. Now, when he said I'm talking about Dr. McCullough. He's one of those folks that's been censored, but he has his own server, so you can still get the information. Because that's one of the things that I like about America is that we still have the freedom of speech. And if you've been told don't listen to certain people, to me it's always been that's the one I want to look for. I want to see what that person is talking about because I know what the mainstream is talking about. I want to see what the other stream, then I can decide for myself which one is going to be good for me and my family. But he did a 3-hour interview with this Dr. Paul. Some of the summaries of that: the vegetable oil are responsible for the epidemic of ill health. Okay. In recent years, it's become increasingly clear that some of the most damaging components of our modern diet are processed vegetables oils, as they contain excess amount of oxidized omega-6, a polyunsaturated fat. The biological damage they cause is even worse than that caused by refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. According to Dr. Chris Kobe, who has researched the matter extensively, many chronic metabolic and degenerative diseases, including age-related muscular degeneration, are caused by a precomponents of industrial vegetable oils in the American diet, the standard American diet, the SAD diet. Replacing dangerous oils with healthy fats can go a long way towards boosting your health and reducing the risk of chronic diseases. See, one of my favorite routines that I do daily is after I take a shower, I spray my body with the 3%, give it 2 or 3 minutes, let it absorb, and then take coconut oil, which has a 2-year shelf life, okay, and apply that to my body and let it absorb in 2, 3, 5 minutes. And this lady, Mary Newport, she used it to get rid of her husband's dementia, Alzheimer's, by giving him an ounce of the coconut oil every day because he loved oatmeal. And in 6 months, he was back being an accountant and did the cooking at home. The reason for this is because these oils trigger the mitochondria dysfunction. So that's our engine, the mitochondria, that function that then drives the diseases process. Okay, the reason for these oils triggering the mitochondria dysfunction that then drives the disease process and from based on several studies. Then they give you a quarter list of about 7 studies have demonstrated the truth of this. The good news is that simply replacing dangerous oils with healthy saturated fats can go a long ways towards boosting your health and reducing the risk of chronic diseases. See, one of my favorite products at Healthwise is the Salmon Oil Plus because it gives you 8 components of omega-3. We have another one, I got to get some more, called Core Care, which gives you 8 components of the omega-3. So, well, actually, the Core Care breaks it down even more so your body don't have to break it down. It breaks it down already. And so I think it's omega 1, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, things like that. But both of them is some of my favorites. One of my wife's favorites is, of course, the krill oil. Okay. Very, very beneficial for our body. Just changing the oils. Coconut oil is good to fry in, to use on a regular basis. You got your olive oil. Some good oils out there, but that cheap stuff is, I didn't know it was so detrimental. But like I said, if you're going to eat meat, if you can get you some food grade hyperoxide, make a 3% solution, soak that meat in that for a half hour in the refrigerator after the meat is thawed out. And if you're going to take oil, then the alternative is to take the oil, put it in some of that restructured water for at least 15 minutes to raise the frequency of it. Just some alternatives. Unfortunately, many health authorities have insisted and still insist that omega-6 rich oils like soybean oil, corn oil, and canola oil are healthier than saturated animal fats such as butter and lard, and this myth has been a tough one to dismantle despite the evidence against it. It's so true. How processed oils harm your health. There are many reasons to avoid or eliminate industrial processed seed oils from your diet. As mentioned, vegetable oils are the concentration source of omega-6, which can lead to severe imbalance between the omega-6 and omega-3 ratio in your body. In fact, I found it extremely difficult to correct this imbalance simply by taking more omega-3. In fact, excess omega-3 can also contribute to ill health. Your first and most important step is to cut down on omega-6, or else you're always going to be nutritionally lopsided. Now, I like lecithin because it is an emulsifier. It helps give your body what it needs to break down the oils. So if you got a diet that's rich in omega-6, okay, then you want to definitely add lecithin to your body to help break down that oil so it can be flushed out. Even organic, biodynamic olive oil can shift your ratio in the wrong direction, as olive oil is also a source of omega-6. If like me, you're in the habit of eating olive oil, you may want to limit your intake to 1 tablespoon, half an ounce, per day or less. This problem really is twofold. Most people get too much omega-6 and too little omega-3, thus ending up with a lopsided ratio. And this ratio is what's impact health. Ideally, the ratio should be close to 1-to-1. Most of the omega-6 people eat have been damaged and oxidized through the process. Then there's the issue of direct toxicity from pesticides and herbicides. Most of the vegetables oils today, especially corn, canola, and soy, are made from genetically engineered crops and are therefore a significant source of toxin, glyphosate exposure. Again, I believe the way to help neutralize that toxins is by taking your oil and putting it in a container of the restructured water and for at least 15 minutes. I have seen it and experienced it myself. Thirdly, vegetable oil degrades extremely toxic oxidation produced when heated. Okay. Now, processed oil also harm your health by increasing inflammation, damaging the cell lining of the blood vessels, and cause an increase in the penetration of the LED, the bad oils, the very low intensity, and the particles. In other words, these oils get integrated in your cells and your mitochondrial membrane, and once there, the membranes are impaired. It sets the stage for all sorts of ill health problems. As discussed in my July 2020 interview with Kobe, the processed oils from vegetable oil like seed oil and trans fats are primarily stored in your fat cells, opposite to being used for fuel, and have a half-life of 600 to 680 days. They also get incorporated into your tissues, including your heart and your brain. One result of this could be memory impaired and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease, which is exactly what they found in the case with canola oil. Now remember, Dr. Mary Newport, she stopped using the other oils. She used coconut oil. And it reversed her husband's dementia and Alzheimer's in 6 months by giving him an ounce a day. Here we go further. Our findings do not support the beneficial effects of canola oil consumption on two important aspects: the pathophysiology, which includes memory impairment as well as synthetic integrity. While more studies are needed, our data do not justify the current trend aimed at replacing olive oil with canola oil. Now, the olive oil we have at Healthwise is a couple of them. One of them is organic from Bragg's, and there's another one that's way beyond organic from Dr. Guntley. And because those oils are beneficial, I think. Damaging your mitochondria and your DNA by making your cell membrane more permeable allows things to enter that shouldn't. Making cell membrane less fluid, which impact hormone transporters in the cell membrane, also slows your metabolic rate. Your body can burn up fats. Inhibiting this carpoptin, an important component of the inner membrane of your mitochondria that needs to be saturated in omega-3 fats, DHA, to function properly. This can be linked to cellular alarm system that trigger cell death. Okay, when something goes wrong with the cell, if the carpoptin is not saturated with DHA, it can signal Polyunsaturated 3 and hence the death of the cell, and can contribute to, that's the first time I've ever seen that talk about it contributing to cancerous cells. Okay. Ooh. Inhibiting removal of transcendent cells, age, damage, or crippling cells that have lost ability to reproduce and produce inflammatory ketolites that rapidly accelerate aging and diseases. Skipping your liver of glycotynes, which produce antioxidant enzymes, thereby lowering your antioxidant defense. Ooh. Okay. That was a quick little summary of some of the harmful effects of canola oil, corn oil, and soybean oil. Okay, so I'm going to move on because he gets really, really deep with this. Choosing your fats carefully. Extremely healthy fats that belong in your diet include, but are not limited to, organic coconut oil. I like the organic raw coconut oil we have at Healthwise. Matter of fact, we're picking up some more today. We got some there. We're picking up some more. Ghee. A lot of folks are not familiar with ghee. It's Ghee. But you use it in place of butter. Grass-fed butter. Like I say, we had that at Healthwise. Lard. Turlo. And my favorite is the black seed oil. You know, it's been reported that the black seed oil will cure everything except for raising the dead. I don't know if that's true or not, but folks have been using it for all kind of things. Another good oil is the avocado, your raw dairy products, olive oil, and then your pasteurized eggs and nuts. To learn more about the ins and outs of dairy fats, pick up a copy of my book, Super Fuel, Ketogenic Keys to Unlocking the Secret of Good Fats, Bad Fats, and Great Health. Okay, co-written by James, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, which gives more in-depth specifics on how to discriminate between healthy and harmful daily and dietary fats. He lists a list of good fats and bad fats and oils to use. Okay. More complete list of the oils. All-purpose, olive, avocado, peanut, butter, ghee, lard, coconut butter, mac nut oil, coconut oil, almond oil, unrefined palm oil, and palm kernel oil. Matter of fact, we had some ladies at the senior home. They swear by that palm oil as far as helping their hair grow. Cautions with heat, okay, would be the walnut, flaxseed oil, sesame seed, walnut, fatty fish, okay, and then grapeseed. Okay, but not great is refined peanut butter, refined avocado, and refined coconut oils. And then bad oils, soy, sunflower, safflower, canola, corn, cottonseed, high genetic oil, refined palm oil, and mostly what you see in restaurants is grapeseed oil and rice bran oil. These are all bad. Fake whipped cream, fake butter spreads, store-bought pastries, chips, crackers, margarine, shortening, restaurant refined foods, chicken nuggets, candy bars. Man, those are some of the harmful foods and contribute to cancer, weaken your mitochondria, just the whole list of harmful things. Because you can get a name of his book again is Super Fuel, the ketogenic key to unlocking the foods. So let me start again. Superfoods, the ketogenic key to unlock the secret of good fats, bad fats, and great health. Now, his co-author is James, and I'm going to spell you his name is Dinicolanstonio. Okay, that's James, Dinicolanstonio. And then of course, then this doctor who also wrote this is, here we go, Paul, and then his last name is Saladine. That's Paul, like salad, Saladino. INO. All right, so it can, like I said, we have to do this research. We have to find out what's going on. And Macola is one of the good places that I find that tells the truth. Because in the 20-something years that I've been using his information, he has never led me wrong. Okay, and so I look at this. The people that was talking about health and nutrition before all this pandemic stuff was released, okay, and it, you become a friend. Why would I discount him now just because somebody say, well, he's sprouting out misinformation or disinformation? But how you gonna say that when he has all this documentation, okay, from scientific reports? When other folks, you ask them for their scientific reports, well, I'm this and I'm that. You just believe what I say. Well, that's totalitarianism, okay? Dictation. And we're not going to have that in America, okay? We ain't having no totalitarianism, no dictation, okay? And so, again, if you're going to eat the chicken and pork, get you some 3% food-grade hyperoxide. Soak your chicken and pork once the meat is thawed out in the refrigerator for a half hour or more. Now, the water going to look like the dirtiest dishpan water you ever seen, but when you take the meat out and rinse it off, it's amazing how that meat tastes. You can do a whole turkey like that, too. So, if you want to give us a call, you can at 586-757-DIET. You want to come visit us, we there Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7 at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, and we happily receive you. We use food grade hyperoxide in the humidifier, which kills the germs in the air, okay? And we use it at home. They use it here at WHPR, okay? It kills the germs in the humidifier. How they make the solution up, you take 1 ounce of the 35% and you make with a gallon of water, preferably acidic water. That's your solution. You put that in your humidifier, So just a way to combat as we gather during this Christmas holiday. And I just want to thank God and for all the support, and you for all of your support. To continue on, each one teach one. Peace and love, y'all.